Here we go. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to a new view on travel. Today is episode 13. Can you believe it, Tammy?
Wow, it's crazy how many we've done so far, and it's every episode is just new news. So yeah.
It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure.
It has, definitely.
Well, I'm Christine Turner from 𝒂𝒐𝒔𝒕 in BC, British Columbia, and Tammy is over a little bit east of me.
That's right. I'm in Saskatchewan, and I'm with Tropical Escapes, Destination Weddings and Travel Inc. And unfortunately, Sherry, our other co-pilot on the East End, couldn't make it today, but she says hi and she'll be back with us in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds great. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get started on things. I know things are a little bit crazy for me right now because I'm actually heading to Mexico tomorrow.
I'm so excited and jealous for you. I tell you, I wish I was going with you, girl. But yeah, let us know how's the planning been, and are you ready to go? Is everything set to all the ducks in the row, or how's things going?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel a little bit like I've forgotten how to pack. It's been so long. It will have been 546 days since my last flight. So thanks to Freddie, who is watching with us now. Hey, Freddie.
Hey, Freddie.
Who after I saw his post, because he's down in the States right now, nice. I found the trip counter so you can see how far it's been since you did something normal. So 546 days, basically 18 months. And yeah, you know, it's like getting everything together and trying to figure it all out. And all the rules have changed, and really trying to find the exact details of, you know, what is happening, what's allowed, what's not allowed. There's no information out there. So that is part of my plan, is to, you know, see, like, are they going to serve drinks on the plane or not? Do we get real food, or is it like box O food?
Yeah, better come prepared, because when I went last December, we there was no alcohol, and yeah, you were lucky if you even got an extra bottle of water. So yeah, definitely I'd recommend pack a lunch just in case.
Yeah. Well, so I being the first trip after many months, I said we are going to be front of the bus. So we're WestJet, we're premium, and I have it on good authority that they are doing food and drinks, but time will tell.
So they've upped that since I've gone, because yeah, there was, well, I shouldn't say we had alcohol, but not the hard alcohol. It was only beer or wine.
Oh, I'm good with that. I can make it.
And it was just a little box of snacks.
But you know, I don't mind those actually, because it's like a surprise box. You know, remember those when you were a kid and you'd go to the store and you'd get like the $5 bag of mystery stuff, and you'd open it up, and invariably it was always more disappointing. I mean, I know I probably as a kid expected there to be a Ferrari inside, and it, you know, it was just a toy Ferrari or something, but
yeah.
But the way they pack all those little treats in those boxes, I just think it's so special.
You're just
I'm a weirdo
traveler, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So a lot has happened in the past few weeks, so let's go ahead and jump into in case you missed it. So there was the latest change is that and Freddie says a WestJet served food on his flight to San Francisco last week. So that is promising. Yay.
Thanks, Freddie, for the update. Good.
Exactly. Yeah. So as of September 7th, Canadians or international travelers were allowed to finally come into Canada for the first time in over a year, 18 months. So that did cause a bit of confusion and delays in Toronto Airport, just as they were trying to get everything sorted out and make sure that they didn't have too many people coming into the customs hallway, if you will, at the same time. So, you know, I'll let you know how it goes. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely pack patience while you're traveling right now. That's what you're going to need to
try
to make it as seamless as possible.
You know, 2020 was new normal and unprecedented demand and all this kind of stuff. Those were the catchphrases last year that we all grew to hate. And I think pack your patience is going to be the one this year. I've already had 2 schedule changes for this trip. I've got one for my next trip.
Oh man.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah, I'm getting the
Oh,
cancellations now too for upcoming
yeah.
fall travel. So
Yeah. Well, hopefully things are on the turn though. My fingers are crossed for that.
And that's the thing. At least we have flights now that are going or changing. So that's a step in the right direction.
A definite improvement. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So one of the things I was quite surprised to read is that some of the mask mandates have changed depending on where you're going and who you're flying with. So for example, if you're flying on Lufthansa, if you're flying into Germany, you cannot wear a cloth mask. And you also cannot wear, there's some of those black disposable masks that you can get. Those are not allowed either. You're allowed only the surgical masks, which are, I should have brought one with me, the blue and white ones, or you're allowed an N95 or a KN95. The only difference between those is where they're manufactured, is my understanding. But those are the three that are allowed, and that's whether you're on the plane or whether you're out in public areas. So make sure that you're aware of that if you've got a trip coming up, and plan accordingly. Alitalia has sadly decided that they have to close their doors, and that's going to happen on October 15th. They did stop selling flights as of August 25th, and anything that was going to fly after the 15th has been canceled. I did see somebody post on Facebook that they had booked through one of those online travel agency things, and they got a confirmation number-ish, or they got charged for it, but then the flight was supposed to be after October, and they hadn't received anything to say that they were no longer traveling. The $10,000 trip was still charged to their card. So if you have a trip booked with Alitalia, you might want to investigate that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good times. Philippine Air has also filed for bankruptcy, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're it just means that they might be going Chapter 11 or what have you. But it's a tough time for people. Direct flights are still banned from India, and now Morocco has been added to the list. Those are respectively till the 21st of September and the 29th of September. Now, it's worth noting that people can still fly from those countries. They just have to fly via an approved country in order to get to Canada.
Right.
And the pre-arrival PCR test, they will not accept it if it's done in India or Morocco until those dates, or as long as the extension's on. It has to be done in a different country. So if you're flying from India via the UK to Canada, no problem, as long as you get your test done in the UK or at Heathrow. Also another update from Freddie talking about the masks. WestJet does not allow the masks that have one of those vents. You've seen some of those where they've got like a flip valve.
They look like your respirators.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Yeah.
Surgical masks, no problem though. So thanks again for that update.
Thanks,
Freddie.
Fred.
Air Canada. Oh, this is a really controversial one. Air Canada announced mandatory vaccines for all employees about a week ago. And then WestJet and Sunwing have just done so in the last couple of days. And I think we've already seen quite a bit of fallout from that, where, people are decrying the airlines and how dare they mandate this. And I would just like to remind people that the federal government has mandated this. Yeah. So when they came out and said all our employees have to be vaccinated, you could translate that into saying, hey, federal government, we're not going to break the law, or we're not going to break the rules. So if you're going to complain to anyone, complain to the government about it. Yeah, exactly. Because it wasn't the airline's choice. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
Whether they would have done it or not, otherwise, I don't know. But it was driven based on the federal changes. Transat has just come out with their Q3 earnings report, and it wasn't great news, as one would expect. But the positive on that is that they have all of a sudden come out and said they are increasing both their international and domestic flight schedules effective immediately.
Yeah, so that's promising.
Exactly. They're obviously thinking that there's going to be a pretty big uptick in travel coming up soon. And, I know, like, I'm excited to go this weekend to hit Cancun. And, we'll see what it's like. But I think that as more and more of us start to travel again, we can explain what the rules are. We can explain what it's like. Was it a total pain in the backside? On a scale of 1 to 10, well, maybe it's only a 3, and if so, I can deal with that to get on that beach back there. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So anyways,
suffer it out for the greater good.
Exactly.
That's what I always say.
That's the newsy stuff that I have this week. But Tammy, you've got a bunch of destination info, so let's hear it.
All right. Okay. So Cuba has announced that some new entry rules. You do not need to have a PCR test to get into the country, but they will provide a PCR test for free when you do arrive. You will also need to fill out a health declaration form. You won't need to quarantine, but you are going to need to stick around the hotel until you get that PCR test back results.
So you can still go to the pool and stuff.
You can still, do the pool, but you just need to stick around for about 24 hours, they say, to get that PCR test, and then you're free to do what you need. And also their PCR test to come back to Canada, surprisingly, is $30 US. So that's some of the cheapest we've seen for PCR tests to come back to Canada. So
yeah, absolutely.
Maybe Cuba might be on your list to have kind of a easy peasy way of getting in and out and not cost you too much money. Also, 𝒂𝒑 has just announced that they have returned to a yellow, which is going to come into play next week, I believe, and that is just going to help open up the country a little bit more. Hotels will be able to open up to about 60%, from what I understand. Some other grocery stores and stuff like that, I think they're going to be able to open up to about 100%. So yeah, that's
and excursions will be back available, distanced stuff.
Okay,
but excursions are another thing that opens up by going into the next level.
So it's another good positive note on Mexico side there. The 𝒔𝒉𝒄𝒂𝒑 Riviera Maya's opened up September 1st. It's got a little bit of mixed reviews, but mostly positive, and Christine's going to be checking that out next week, so we're going to get firsthand knowledge and some updated photos of all the new renovations. So I'm glad. I can't wait till you share those, because that was a great property.
It really is.
It really needed the love, so I'm happy to see that. So yeah, anxious to see what you share with us next on our next show.
Yeah, me too.
Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun, opening delay September 15th, we hope. And Christine is hoping to be there for that. So again, she'll be sharing some updates and all the wonderful photos and whatnot that she can from there.
Well, and talk about pack your patience. I mean, this property was scheduled to open on September 1st. Then the hurricane hit, and it did cause some construction delays. I have no idea if they're superficial or if they're major or what, but I was planning to be there Sunday afternoon and stay there for a week. And now it's probably the 20th that I'll get there. Who knows, but look, when a new hotel opens, we always approach it with a grain of salt, like, things might not all be open, whatever. But look, if the toilets aren't flushing properly or something like that, take your time, fix it.
Yeah.
Basic comforts.
So hopefully that'll be set to go for you to enjoy some of it. Maybe not as much as you thought, but hopefully. We look forward to seeing any updates on that when you're there.
And I have an update from Freddie. He's just heard us talking about the Hyatt, and he said he has confirmed that it's just superficial delays. So obviously they want it to look beautiful when we get there, and I'm sure it will. So that sounds to me like no toilet issues, nothing major, just minor stuff. So that sounds really good for being on track on time.
Awesome. Thanks again, Freddie. Also, we got the Royalton Grenada will be the first all-inclusive resort to open up on the island on October 1st. It was originally set to open March 20th, but they had closed it due to the pandemic. Hurricane, we want to send out speedy recoveries and damage and hopefully they can get their damage, minor damage controlled out in Cabo that was hit with a Hurricane 2 last night.
Yeah.
It was Hurricane Olfa. It kind of
Olaf.
came on Olaf. It kind of came on strong, but it's has been passed through now, and by the sounds of it, very minimal damage compared. Flooding, but no injuries from what I understand, and they'll have it cleaned up real
Well, the
quickly.
crew sounds like the crews are already out this morning collecting all the debris and stuff like that. So
yeah, so
lickety split, it's going to be
yeah,
fixed.
they've got a system when that happens. They're kind of used to it. So also last week or earlier this week, Hurricane Nora hit Puerto Vallarta, but everything is back to normal there. Acapulco hit with a 7.1 magnitude earthquake on Tuesday. It was quite shallow and it was felt as far away as Mexico City, but far enough away from Puerto Vallarta and Cancun to not have any issues to any of the tourist spots. So that's crazy world going on right now.
Yes.
Oahu has announced that you need to be fully vaccinated to be on any of the beaches, bars, and restaurants. And Maui looks like they might introduce similar requirements. And
I think they're allowing you to get a PCR test. I forgot to mention that part. I think that they're allowing you to do a PCR test to access those areas, but it's really, really, really limited. And it sounds like this is going to be in effect until about mid-November. So, I mean, stay tuned, but yeah, they're taking a pretty harsh approach to it.
Right. And they also kind of mentioned that AstraZeneca vaccines may not be considered as a fully vaccinated option. So something to keep in mind if you're heading over to Hawaii.
Now, did you see as well, though, that New York City has decided that New York City is one of the 3 or 4 cities in America where you have to do the same thing. You have to show that you're fully vaccinated in order to access restaurants, bars, that kind of thing. Yeah, non-essential places. They have decided to recognize AstraZeneca. So as we said from months ago, that this is all, it's growing pains. It's going to be awkward initially, and then things are slowly going to get smoothed out. And
yeah, I agree, and that's good. That's good to hear, because now that's just another option to open up. And be able to travel and not have to feel that because you got the AstraZeneca, you can't go anywhere now because it's not recognized. So that's good to hear. Other than that, that's really kind of all the news I have for this week in destinations.
Yeah, no, we were working on our show prep the other day, and I wanted to say, if you're watching and you have had a flight schedule change, like I've had myself, how I've experienced, or you need to make changes to your travel itinerary and you haven't heard back from your travel agent, and the last time you traveled back in 2019 or whenever it was, they would get back to you right away. It's done, it's taken care of. I just want to say, if you think or you're worried that your travel agent is slacking off and instead of working on your stuff, they're over at the casino trying to get their luck going, that's not the case. The suppliers, whether you're talking airlines, tour operators, hotels, you name it, they're understaffed because a lot of people went and got other, what we might call real jobs, while the pandemic hit and nobody was traveling anywhere. And the wait times to either even speak to somebody or to get stuff processed are insane. Tammy, what was it? You were on hold with them on, we won't say who it was.
No, we won't say who it was, but yesterday I was on hold for at least 3 hours to get a flight change confirmed up.
And they did have a callback option where you could hang up and they would save your space in the queue. And when did they say? That was Thursday morning. They were going to call you back what time?
It was Sunday at 11:45 p.m. would have been my next to
midnight.
Get a call back. Yes. So we do ask all our clients, we're here for you. We're doing the best we can for you. We can only work as fast as we can, that our suppliers will be able to get back to us as well. So yeah, again, pack your patience right now. We're going through kind of all these growing pains. The suppliers are bringing back new staffing. They're training them. So that's
Yes.
taking a little bit longer too. So yeah, some of our suppliers are 5 to 7 days before we can get emails back, because it's got to go down the link of the chain link of contacting the hotel to get confirmation and whatnot. So we're getting through it. Just, yeah, have patience with us. We're working for you as fast as we can. And it just is taking us all a little longer than we really want it to be.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But you know, it's getting done, and things
It
are
is.
only going to improve from here
Yeah.
as more staff comes on and as things get worked out. You know, even trying to figure out requirements for different countries and different places and all that kind of funky stuff for travel that we used to know off the top of our head. You know, now it's all, I think the biggest issue is that it's all constantly changing. Exactly. So, you know, I'm hopeful with this trip that it will enlighten me a lot more, and we'll definitely share a lot of that information. So next week, I'm going to be in Cancun, and then used to be called 𝒓𝒐𝒔𝒄𝒂𝒑𝒄𝒂𝒍, and they changed the name to 𝒓𝒐𝒔𝒄𝒂𝒑 Riviera Maya. I don't know why, but they did.
Because why not?
Because why not? Exactly.
Why not change it up? We don't have enough changes right now. We need to.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'll be at the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun, which is formerly Secret Silver Sands. So that's been a massive, massive renovation. They've added in water slides and changed it up a whole lot. Lots of open air dining. This is a big thing that I see is a big question for a lot of people. They don't want to sit inside unmasked with other people.
Yeah.
Oh, and I wanted to say on that note, we were talking about in the news, some of the different states in Mexico, they were asking the tourism minister to change the rules so that upon arrival in Mexico, you would have to show a PCR test or that you're proof of full vaccination. And I mean, well, I'm fully vaccinated, so I don't have a problem with that. But and we'll see when it goes in. Right now, you do not need a PCR test to enter Mexico. And that's something that I think a lot of people are confused about. But if these changes take effect, they are likely to not happen until, what did they say, mid-November or something, by the time they get it all worked out. So
yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's just kind of in the news right now. So waiting for more updates on that.
Yeah, exactly. So our next show will be September 24th, and I will be live.
You will be
from
live.
the Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they got all their Wi-Fi up and connected. If you're watching, get it going.
Freddie, work on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Come on, Freddie, you can do it.
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting. So I'll be sharing my experience with that.
Job.
But in the meantime, we've got some super fun national days, a couple we missed, and then a couple of really exciting ones coming up. So Tammy,
yeah. I'll be spending my weekend, I think, kind of indulging in all of these. On September 7th was the International Beer Lovers Day. September 10th, International Canned Cocktail Day. October 15th.
Put that in front of you. What was that?
Sorry. Palm Bay. Oh, where is it? There we go.
There you go.
Palm
Palm Bays. Yes. Or like
them.
the margarita, the pre-mixed margarita cans you can get in Mexico.
Yes. Yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
cool.
All right.
Oh, and she's gonna have it right now. Oh. Well, cheers to that with my water.
Yes. Oh God. Yum yum. Okay, and then August 15th we had Creme de Menthe Day. August 16th is Guacamole Day. So will you be?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
You will be enjoying it.
I will be.
There
You know
you
what?
go.
I am craving that so much. You know, they're the proper taco chips that are thick and some fresh salsa and some fresh guacamole. I mean, I've made guacamole here and it's It just doesn't taste the same.
It needs
And
that
also, if
Mexican
someone else is
love.
gonna make it for me,
Yeah,
I'm okay with that
exactly.
too. Yay! So that's the
Um,
16th. Awesome.
It was the 16th, so you'll have to mark that on your calendar and indulge. September 18th is Cheeseburger Day, and
Yay!
also a really good one, Coastal Cleanup Day. So get
Okay.
out there, do your part. You're going to be in Mexico, so do your part. Pick up some trash off the coast and off the beaches there, and
Yeah.
let's make the beaches beautiful.
What did they say? It used to be when you go to a beach, you're supposed to pick up 5 pieces of plastic. So I'll bring along some gloves and I'll get to work.
Garbage bags, and yeah, good job. And then September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Arr!
And Oktoberfest. So there
Oh.
you go. That's a good one. And then September 20th, Pepperoni Pizza Day.
Awesome.
So got some good ones to indulge in coming up here.
Indeed.
And that's it for my international days.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much everything we had for this week. A little bit short and sweet, but I think our next show is going to be pretty chock-a-block, talking about all the stuff with travel and what it's actually like. If you say that, I hadn't heard that they're going to a level 2, I guess the yellow, so the second closest to normal.
Yeah.
So that'll be really interesting to see what it's like out and about in Cancun. Is it totally quiet? Is it kind of like normal? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Stay
we're waiting
tuned.
for you to fill us in with all the good details. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting show. We look forward to that one for sure. And just to have some normalcy of someone traveling right now and experiencing it. So yeah, good job.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Be sure to join us on our Facebook group if you haven't already. We're going to be posting this video on YouTube as well. So if you're seeing us there, welcome. Please give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the show. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future updates and information. And Tammy, please, the Facebook group is
Facebook.com/group/A New View on Travel. Be sure to like us and keep up to date.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining us today. And next show will be September 24th from somewhere in Mexico. We shall see.
Live from Mexico. Yeah.
Live from Mexico. So thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good one.